Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
And I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. We are glad to be back here.
We're back!
After a brief hiatus.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Corey in what feels like ages.
That has been a nice
so
part.
That's the one disappointment.
Yeah. And honestly, I've been, I lost so many times in a row. The reason we had to be gone, I had to just play test. So I've been doing nothing but training for this show. So I'm coming for those
Corey
marbles
secluded himself in a mountain cave deep in the Appalachians. He was hanging, big meat carcasses from the ceiling and punching them like Rocky. There's a big montage that Rob is working on that'll get released later this week.
Yeah, exactly. Some people just train by like logging up on Arena, but you know what? I really needed to connect with my roots again and channel my inner primal might, no pun intended.
I'm sure that wasn't intended.
Hey!
But we are back now, and we are going to be playing some Standard today for y'all in preparation for this week's Zendikar Rising Championship.
Yes.
So the first of this new organized play structure. We saw a lot of qualifiers over the last couple of months. This is the first, capstone event for that system. That everybody's been leading into. This is sort of the closest analog we have for the old Pro Tour.
Yeah, it's kind of event one to start the year, even though it is December.
Yeah,
for starting the new season. Yep.
So really exciting stuff going on this weekend with Standard and Historic. If you're excited for this, keep in mind that the Call Time Championship qualifiers are going on. Star City Games is having those regularly. There is one this weekend.
Yep.
If you want to be playing in it, you need to qualify for it on Friday or Saturday. In one of the flights that happens, there's 5 or 6 a day.
Four flights each day. Yep.
Sure, 4 a day. If you those are 6-round events on Friday and Saturday.
Yep.
If you go 4 and 2, you qualify for the Sunday Call Time Championship qualifier.
Yep.
If you go 5 and 1 or 6 and 0, each additional win beyond 4 will get you a one bye.
Yep.
In that Sunday event. So those are very helpful. So you can find all the information you want about the Call Time Championship qualifier at MTG Melee or at starcitygames.com/SCG Tour.
Yeah, honestly, just starcitygames.com. You can scroll down, and then they have all the satellites on the right side of the website. Super convenient. That's I played my first one this weekend, and honestly, for this weekend coming up, the thing I would be doing if I wasn't casting the event, sick brag, would be watching the tournament where they're, playing Standard and Historic. You get the deck list on Friday. Try out one of the decks that people have been, testing this whole week to come up with good results, something that looks cool. Playing a qualifier while you watch it. I always love that. You always get the itch when you're watching a Pro Tour and or set championship in our case here. I always get the itch to immediately compete, after watching the highest level of competition.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
I get that as well. And this will be a good weekend with some really good players off playing that event.
Yeah,
you might
all
have
the MPL, all rivals, and a ton of challengers. So yeah,
so it'll be a good weekend to get in the queues yourself, qualify for that next set championship. But I'm excited for this weekend's event.
Yeah,
I really enjoy the small tournaments where every single match is going to be between two incredibly good players.
Yeah,
but I also like the idea of having an event like this where there is a wide swath of really good players that might not have as much name recognition, but are really raring to prove themselves on this high stage. And some of them are going to do really well. So you got those dark horse players that are trying to break into that upper echelon of competitive Magic, and we'll see a lot of players get their chance to do that this weekend. Hopefully, bringing some innovative new decks because of both Standard and Historic are in a good place right now.
Super healthy. Yeah, I expect metagames to be, I don't expect to see any 30s or 40s, really, to be honest. Like we're not really used to, 40% Omnath, 69% Oko and stuff like that. I don't expect that. So I think it is going to be a good format. And it's going to be really cool to see rivals and MPL players go from just league play back to the big tournaments, like how they all got there in the first place. But it's really different, and now you get the challengers that are coming up that are playing for a lot and stuff too. So it is going to be really fun to watch. I agree.
So as for Standard, when we last left y'all, Standard had kind of started to get a little bit stale.
It did.
We saw a lot of Gruul, a lot of Dimir Rogues, a lot of Esper Yorion, Esper Doom Foretold.
Yeah, and we thought that was going to be it. Those were the decks. Yeah.
And since then, the format has continued to evolve, even late in the season, which is pretty rare for Standard. Even given the bans and other shakeups that have happened during this season. So
only had to ban 15 cards, and we're here, and we're at a good spot. So
we've seen the emergence of some new decks, and along with the decline of some of the decks that I mentioned, and we're going to bring what we expect to show up in pretty reasonable numbers and what we expect to succeed. We're starting off with a Yorion Mirror here, actually, and I'm going to be playing one of the new decks that has recently emerged. This is Mardu Doom Foretold.
Yep.
So, rather than play Omen of the Sea, it's a little bit more removal heavy. Still has plenty of grinding potential with Yorion, playing a ton of Omens, Red Omen and White Omen, playing the Elspeth's Nightmares that you saw in Esper, a lot of those same tools. But really heavy removal to try to beat up on these creature decks that are pretty popular right now.
Yeah, exactly. And just overloading on Treacherous Blessings and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's your main card advantage source without Omen of the Sea.
Without Omen of the Sea. And a card that is, quite devastating against control decks here and stuff. So, yeah, I think it's a really cool take. It top 8'd this qualifier on Sunday. By one of our own, Gavin Bennett, I believe is his name. He watches the show a decent amount, so shout out to him. I'm going to be playing Dimir Control, another deck that popped up, Dimir Control with Yorion, that popped up recently, and now there's been 6 or 7 ways, maybe not that many, but 3 or 4 ways to build this deck, whether it's just Dimir Control 60 cards, whether you want to play Solemn Simulacrum in a Treese, or if you want to play Yorion or not, or just go to Rogues. There's a lot of different things you can be doing with Dimir, and each one is different. Each one is better for a specific metagame, and that's what I love about Standard, especially. Historic's a little bit less about metagame shifts, but Standard is all about the best deck on one given week is probably not going to be the best deck on the next week, because it is actually shifting, and that's the sign of a healthy format. Historic, maybe it's a little more of the same decks that we've seen. It's not changing as much, but there's still some room to play in there as well.
And there's certainly no dominant decks in that format.
Yeah, not really. The Sultai decks look good. They're probably the best, but it's not by a lot. There's plenty of stuff there too. So
okay, so I know it's been a while, but I look behind me and I see marbles.
Oh no, they actually cleaned the room while we were gone, and they emailed me. They're like, "Can I take the marbles from your side and put them over here to dust this side?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's totally fine." So
I'm gonna call shenanigans on that.
Dang it. Okay, all right. Shenanigans has been called.
Okay. Yeah,
all right.
So take the word off the Scrabble board.
Yeah, I think you beat me 5 out of the last 6 times or something. It hasn't been great for Team Corey, so we might have to do an actual Team Corey, Team Ross show again, so that we can put the hands in the people that are the best at Magic.
You've gotten lucky here. This hiatus is going to be a momentum killer, so now you get to start fresh.
Oh yeah.
See what you
and we're starting with 2 Yorions and a really beautiful Yorion that a fan of the show, EK, sent to us as well. So shout out to that. All right, let's play some Magic, eh? So I'm going to go first.
Will you now?
I will. Oh, yes. God, this deck just looks sweet. I'll keep.
I will keep as well.
Okay. Temple, Scry. That's an interesting one. I'm a little land light, so, and this isn't a land, so usually you would want to get rid of this, but I think this is the next best option to a land, so I will keep.
I will also play a Temple and Scry.
Oh, yours is the actual Temple of Tea, though.
And I'm a little landlight as well, but this is a land, so I'm going to keep it.
Well, what do you know? Ross getting lucky to start a show. I'm shocked. A swamp, and back to you.
I, too, have a swamp.
Oh.
Pass the turn.
I have an Omen. I bet you wish you had one of those.
Probably.
Okay. These are land cards. I'll keep these. I'll keep both.
Okay.
Draw 1 for Omen, 1 for my turn. Here, I just want to play this Jwari Disruption, Jwari Ruin, and just pass the turn.
Well, I do have an omen.
Oh,
so take that.
Bang!
2 damage.
All right. I think we know which omen is better in this matchup. Maybe that's going to help you out in different matchups, but when I play a Treese or Solemn Simulacrum, you're going to wish you saved that. Buddy boy.
Am I now? Okay. I'm going to attempt a Maze Mind Tome after a Bright Climb Pathway. I can pay 1 for Jwari Disruption.
Yeah, that resolves.
I don't think you have really ways to take it off the battlefield.
Yeah, probably not.
If Corey were playing a 3rd color that might give him access to some sort of disenchant effect, I would have waited until turn 4, where I can draw a card immediately and get some value.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, I'm gonna play a Fabled Passage here. I'm gonna wreck the deck a little bit in shuffling. And wow, okay. It's been a while. I haven't shuffled real cards in a while.
Apparently.
It is not like riding a bike.
You're doing better than when Ross injured his hand, at least.
Yeah.
My hand is still injured, by the way.
Is it? Oh
Yes.
my. All right, I got a Natrice.
Sure.
Probably the most fun card. Yeah, injuries take a while when you're getting up there in age.
I don't. Have you ever tried to clean the small of your back when your hand is injured? It's difficult.
Oh, no, I ignore that spot.
This card is always
It's real
so
small,
tough.
you see, so.
What's up?
Said it's real small, so.
Exactly. Yeah. It is always really tough, and it's always how can I get my opponent to not take the pile with 2, and it almost just doesn't matter,
I'm
But-
also just not sure exactly which cards you want.
Yeah.
That's it. The tough part about that's always been the tough part about Fact or Fiction.
Yeah.
And these style of effects is you're especially this early in the game, you're rarely entirely sure which cards are even how to really value them.
Yeah, late in the game is when it gets really interesting because the one card you don't want them to have, but it's how can you get them to not have it?
Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, it's got to be like this.
Okay, I'm gonna take the 2 cards.
Yeah, you get 2 lands.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted. So,
Well, I can't put land. If I put land in either pile and Maze Mind Tome in the other, you're automatically taking the 2.
I think if you just put Island up, I think I probably would have taken it to be safe, just in case. 'Cause I don't have a 5th land,
Yeah,
So
okay.
I think you actually might have got me there. At least I would have thought about it. Sorry, put one and the other one into your graveyard. Okay. Pass to you. Mostly, I just want to say that to tilt you too. So
Sure.
might not actually be true, but God, our hand just looks awesome. This is just a really fun deck to play.
Isn't that literally every Yorion deck you play?
Yeah, but this is the most un-Yorion deck possible. There's no Yorions in the main,
Okay. Omen of the Forge, hit the Atreus.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Okay. All right. Let's go with... Now, I got a Maze Mind Tome, and I'll pass to you.
Okay. End step, let's start drawing some cards.
Okay. It's going to be a grind fest, I have a feeling. Also, I just wanted to give a shout out to chat. I missed you, Twitch chat. It's been so long. What was it, 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I missed all of y'all.
3 mana up, feels like it.
And I kind of missed you too, Rob.
Oh.
Oh.
I am going to play a swamp
Okay.
and buy this Yorion.
Okay. And you got a lot of cards?
I have 6. Pass the
Okay.
turn.
All right. I'm going to draw a card.
We are gearing up for a long one.
Oh, yeah. Buckle up.
Buckle up, buckaroos.
All right. So 8 cards. I don't necessarily have to play something to make sure I don't discard or anything crazy
Probably
like
play
that.
a land.
I am indeed going to play a land. All right. I'll play a temple.
So I
Ooh.
still know you have a Jwari Disruption.
Yes, you do. Yep. Yeah, I think I'll keep that card. That's a spicy one. And I will... God, I guess you do have, Ruinous Ultimatum. I was thinking of playing another tome here, but but I don't want to run the foul of walking into that eventually. So I think I will just say go. No real need to play it yet. I couldn't double activate them anyways.
Okay, and the draw card.
Okay. Maze Mind Tome is such a good card in the right matchup, and it's so unplayably bad in some other matchups.
Yep.
Yep. Unplayably bad might be a overstatement, but you play it and then your opponent plays a Skyclave Apparition and it just feels really bad.
I will play a Skyclave.
I meant right when I play it. I have answers for that. I'm not afraid. I got an Essence Scatter.
Yeah. Then I will...
Uh-oh, someone needs a land.
No, I just wanted to draw first before I play this temple.
Oh, makes sense, makes sense.
I will leave that on top. Is it even good? Yeah, I'll leave it on top.
Okay, done.
Yep.
I will draw a card. Knew that was there. All right. 6 mana to play with. Don't really want to do anything too exciting yet. Yeah, this Dwari Disruption is not... I'm not going to get you with that. Yeah. I don't think you're going to ruin this Ultimatum next turn or something. So we're just going to play that. And we'll play another Tome, and I'll pass to you.
Okay, I'll play another Bright Climb Pathway.
Okay.
Play a Skyclave Apparition.
Skyclave Apparition, huh? Yeah, that resolves.
I will target the Tome with 0 counters on it.
All right, I will draw a card.
Yep.
Goes away.
And now, do I want to jam and hope you don't have another Dwari Disruption? Or do I just want to draw another card? I think I want to jam. Doom Foretold.
Doom. Okay. Yeah, that resolves.
Okay, pass the turn.
And step I will draw a card. I did just take that up to 3, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Upkeep.
Upkeep, Doom Trigger. Now let me just plan out what I want to do. What I want to doom. Kind of seems like a bit of a no-brainer here. Maybe not. This is kind of tricky. So I could just do this. This is definitely on the radar. I could also do, if we're looking at my hand here, Rob, or I can kind of do these two. Those are the big things I'm contemplating right here. I got to have ECD on my mind, Doom Foretold as well, another Doom. But I think that is all fine. I'm just going to sack Omen. I'm going to play Crawling Barrens.
You draw for turn.
Oh, no, thanks.
Crawling Barrens is a nice one in this matchup.
It's super good. It's just any Doom Foretold list. It's so hard to deal with. It's like Heartless Act is kind of laughable at it. And
yeah, you need Eliminate, really.
Yep, Eliminate is the card, and Eliminate's not that good.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think we're going to start with this. We're going to go with Eugene. -4.
That's really good.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. I'm running, you can have a lot of things to deal with it next turn, but I have weighed the options and think that the follow-up is going to be okay.
You get a 2/2 illusion.
Yeah. And then I'll pass to you. Eugene.
Let's draw a card with the Tome, gain 4 life.
Okay, 24. Life total is super relevant in this matchup. Just kidding.
I'll play an Elspeth Conquers Death.
Okay.
Hit the Ugin.
All right. It is out of here.
And then I'll pass the turn.
Okay. Draw. All right. That is the play I expected you to make, and if I did not have a good follow-up for it, I definitely wouldn't have done it, but I think this is a pretty strong follow-up. I'm going to Ashiok, and now I actually have to just consider if I care that you are going to bring back a Skyclave Apparition, and at first I was just going to bounce right away, but now that I look at that, it's not that big of a deal. The tax next turn is, kind of a big deal, especially because you can Yorion. Yep, that's the reason I have to, so I'm going to bounce. I don't want you to be able to Yorion and blink ECD here.
So I have to exile a card in my hand, or is it
Exile a card, yep. Yeah, Ashiok has been a card that has just performed now. It's pretty strong.
So I have to assume that there's going to be a counter spell.
What?
I am going to exile this Doom Foretold.
Okay, and beatdowns.
22.
Your go.
Play a Pillar Verge Pathway.
Aren't you glad those are not preview cards anymore?
Yep. Well, let's slam this into your counter spell.
Okay. Yeah, we'll negate that.
Play Maze Mind Tome.
Okay.
Pass turn.
All right.
Not a great follow-up.
I don't want to actually activate my tome. I had the mana there, but eventually I'm going to Yorion blink it, and I think the value is higher there than one extra card. If I needed something, I would have done it, but all right, so I'll get a 2/3. Nice. Nightmare. I'll for sure attack for 2.
20.
A little short of doing everything I want to do here. So I will just put Yorion into my hand. I don't really want to cast it this turn. So I think I will just play a temple, scribe that to the top, and I'll pass to you.
It's an interesting draw.
I don't like interesting. I like bad draws from you at this point.
Six in hand?
6 in hand, yep. Just Snorian. Yeah, what a good day to come back to Versus Live where it's a Yorion mirror. It's like, it's December 1st. Is it Christmas coming early for Corey already?
Getting kind of punished because of this draw, but
Okay.
that's fine. I'm going to play an Elspeth's Nightmare.
Elspeth's Nightmare, huh? That's pretty annoying. Yeah, because this kills a Nightmare and then threatens to take a counterspell from my hand next turn. So I have to kind of think like, okay, is it worth it to just use a counterspell on it? Possible. You haven't played a land?
I have not.
And Ultimatum is, yeah, they're all 7, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so I don't have to worry about that, but I would have to worry about like ECD, and ECD would be quite brutal. So yeah, that resolves.
I'll destroy the Nightmare token.
Okay.
I will then play Yorion.
Yorion, huh? So this is just trying to destroy one more creature. That I'm okay with as well. So yep, that
Okay,
resolves.
Yorion trigger in the stack. I'll scry 1.
Yep.
That does not seem like something I need right now, so let's
Okay.
bottom that.
Okay.
Yorion trigger resolves. I'll blink the tome, and
Oh, you had to put a counter on that tome.
Hmm?
You had to put a counter on that.
I did.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
End step.
Yeah, end step, I'll Heartless Act Yorion. My illusion goes away due to that. Okay, and then you're done?
Yep.
All right. Oh, I guess, yeah, end step, I'll put 2 counters on Crawling Barrens.
Sure.
Yeah, the nice thing about the early chapters of this, you don't have to animate it as well, so it can't actually get Heartless Acted, which is kind of nice. All right, I will sack Fabled Passage. Okay, I will tick up Ashiok, get a Nightmare. Now 3, 4, 5. I will Yorion.
Yep.
Blink out these. And say go, bring them back. 0 counters on this. Okay. Your go.
Okay. Draw step, I will dress you.
Okay, and the only reason I didn't counter that is because I knew I was going to have 2 counter spells. Might not be the best, but...
So I will take the neutralize.
Yep, makes sense. Makes sense. Definitely leaves an opening there, but you don't have any creatures that are really that good. You know, Yorion, of course, but Yorion isn't that strong right now. So I'll still have a counter for ECD and Ultimatum. Those are the big things I have in my mind. Doom Foretold as well is pretty good. And then Treacherous Blessings are kind of the tricky cards.
Draw a card with the tome.
Okay. Five cards. I know none of them, huh? 5 cards. I'm guessing you play more spot removal than a normal Yorion list, so maybe you have some of those clogged up, but I'm pretty shocked at what your hand actually is.
I will pass the turn.
Okay, I will draw a card.
Sure.
All right. What kind of instant speed stuff do I have to worry about? There's got to be something I'm missing. Maybe like Heartless Act that you want to kill Yorion with. Yeah, I really don't see a reason to not animate or not put some counters on. Anything?
Yeah, after you put counters on, I'm going to Augur Mauling the...
Okay.
Nomad. Pass turn.
All right. Ton of mana here, so I think I'd rather use the utility land before I draw. Try to get a good draw. Island is not what I wanted to see, so at least happy I did that. I think I will draw now. Maybe I would cast an Ugin. Maybe. Draw. It's reasonable. I'll attack. Exile 2. Yeah, are they in up to 3 face-up cards from opponent's own from exile? So I think it's just one pile.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I get to 7, I get to just, go off on you, it looks like.
Sure. I'm at 18.
Okay. Then I will tap these 4. Actually, we'll tap Crawling Barrens. Play a Solemn.
Sure.
Search. Tapped, I imagine. Yep. Make a Nightmare, and I am done. All right.
Draw, exile your graveyard.
Not super relevant, but at least it clears up some room for me.
Extinction event.
That resolves.
Name even.
Good call. Good call. Smart name.
ECD.
ECD. And this is just when it dies. Yeah, that is the one I don't want to resolve, so I'll negate that.
Pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. Draw. All right, we'll start by drawing a card. That's pretty good. Play a land. I don't believe I've done that. I will play Elspeth's Nightmare.
Sure.
Just to have a delayed duress. I will make a Nightmare. And this turn, I think I'm going to get in there for 6.
I'll go to 12.
Okay, pass to you. Or 14? I did 20.
I was at 18.
Okay.
2-point attack last turn.
We've been gone for a while, but some things stay the same. I always will miss life totals.
See if Blood Chief serves 2 unknowns in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about whether or not I want to scry with this tome.
Yep.
I think I do.
Yeah, I think the main thing is getting close to, in case you need to live for an extra turn or something. Yeah, and I mean, basically, you have to deal with Ashiok this turn. Otherwise, I just get Doom Foretold and Tomes. And
I will leave the card on top.
Okay.
I will play an ECD.
I will neutralize it.
And I'm dead.
All right. I don't know if you're actually dead.
I mean, you're going to...
I'm definitely out of counter spells, though, and, my hand is now bad. So if you get Ultimatum, you might be fine. It's got to be on top. I wouldn't say you're dead yet.
So I'm getting duressed this turn, so I'm going to pay 3 life for an Emeria, go to 9. Then I'm going to play an Omen of the Sun.
Okay.
Go to 11, get 2 tokens.
Okay.
And then pass the turn.
I was going to say, if you didn't do that, then I guess you were dead because I had Crawling Barrens, but... All right, so duress... And you're at 14 now?
11.
Or 11, okay.
So I paid 3 for the Emeria, so I could draw a card.
10. Okay, yep, you are dead. I just got 2 removal spells and double animate and attack for 12.
Yeah, that'll do, Pig.
All right. Woohoo! First game back. Taking it down. Yeah, it was a pretty good game, but I mean, that was just a pure case of we had similar spells, except my counter spells were just unbelievably good. Yeah.
Yeah, you were able to double spell a lot more effectively in the mid game than I was.
Yeah,
because all of my stuff cost 4, 5, and 6 mana.
Yeah,
so I was playing 1 spell a turn, you were playing 2.
Yeah, and you tried to bait it out as well as you could with like Extinction Event, but me just realizing that 6 power is not worth it. That protecting the Ashiok would lead to the game. You got your companion there, but
there was one thing I could have done where on the Ashiok -3, I kept Extinction Event and pitched a Doom Foretold.
Okay.
So I didn't have a lot to sacrifice to the Doom Foretold, and I thought that it was I assumed you had a counterspell to protect the Ashiok, so I thought you were going to get a couple tokens out of it.
Okay.
So I was going to need the Extinction Event to clear up the tokens once I eventually dealt with the Ashiok, just by throwing stuff at it. And then I drew the Elspeth's Nightmare, which effectively kept some of the tokens at bay because of the Yorion, but also was going to give me something to potentially sack to Doom Foretold.
Yeah.
And so I think it would have been, in hindsight, it would have been better for me to keep the Doom Foretold. That probably would have baited one more counterspell from you.
Yeah, I think almost always Doom Foretold is more important.
In general, it's a better card. It was a very specific scenario that I was in that it seemed better, but I didn't really consider a lot of my draw steps off the top, like ways to make the Doom Foretold better. And if I if I'm in a situation where I'm behind, I might have then judged, okay, I need to draw something good off the top to make this Doom Foretold good because the Extinction Event is just going to resolve.
Yeah,
and I need to be able to bait a bunch of counter spells to resolve one of these ECDs on the Ashiok.
Mm-hmm.
I think at that point I would have just been dying to Crawling Barrens.
Yeah, Crawling Barrens was going to eat you alive there. That card is messed up. But you got some stuff in the sideboard. I'm sure some hand disruption is what you're going to need to fight counter spells. So we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with sideboarding here on Versus Live.
Welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Mardu Doom Foretold and Dimir Control. On my side, understandably, want to cut way down on removal, so all the Extinction Events all the Omen of the Forges, all the Glass Caskets are leaving. Elspeth's Nightmare stays in because it is also a Duress, which is nice in this matchup. We got 8 cards that are actively good to okay in the matchup. Duress and Croxa are the really exciting ones. Duress is going to help me be able to double spell in the mid game and fight through Corey's counterspells in a mana efficient way, as opposed to just jamming my 4 and 5 and 6 mana cards into his 2 and 3 mana counters. Croxa is a really nice late game effect. Then we've got another Cling that can provide card advantage, another big threat in the Ugin, and an upgrade on some of the removal here with Eliminate and Heartless Act. Heartless Act, efficient way of answering a big shark or a Yorion, can sometimes, if you get a little too frisky with a Crawling Baron, Crawling Barons. Eliminate actually can answer Crawling Barons.
That's big.
So that's why that's in there over the sorcery speed removal of Glass Casket. Eliminate also fine against sharks as well.
I like it. From my end, bringing in Shark Typhoons, Mystical Disputes. You do have 1 blue card, and maybe some Yorions in the middle that are in the main deck that I can counter for 1. But for the most part, 3 mana Link, totally fine in this matchup. Bringing in the last copy of Negate, taking out Solemn Simulacrum. I personally just don't think this is a very good card, and if I were to play this list in a tournament, I probably just wouldn't even play them. I just feel like every time I tap out on turn 4, you jam some big threat, or, Gruul jams their Great Henge, Dimir Rogues gets to play into the story. It just seems like there's a lot of things that can go bad with it, and not many situations where it's good. It seems like a decent game 1 card, realistically, but then when Dex becomes a bit more focused, these are the cards I turn to take out most of the time. Essence Scatter is pretty narrow, only counters, the small amount of creatures, and they're not the things I'm most worried about from you. And then Heartless Acts are pretty weak as well. We left in some removal that can kill like Ugin, or just, really everything like Blood Chief's Thirst and stuff like that. I think that is a better removal spell in this matchup, but I could be wrong. Maybe we should do that, but yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, sounds reasonable. You can sort of envision Shark Typhoon being the replacement here for Solemn Simulacrum. Shark Typhoon being a value-generating threat that you can deploy in the mid-game to start putting pressure on your opponent and make them act first. Works really nicely in a deck where you're trying to hold up all your counterspells. Or a matchup where, both players are trading, tapping out, maybe Solemn could be a little bit better.
You just made Solemn Simulacrum blush saying that it's a threat. How cute.
It attacks, it blocks.
It attacks, it blocks. All right, I think the part I've been most excited for. I want to hear some questions. What's been up, chat? Let's hear it. Questions, comments, whatever.
We got one from Histeus here.
All right, we missed you.
So there's a couple Dimir decks between the Lurrus Rogues, Zerasan Rogues, and like Dimir Control in Standard. What kind of metagames would you be looking to attack with each version?
That's a great question. That is a great question. I think more aggressive metagames, like kind of what we're in, mono green food, Gruul is going to be really popular. I think you want Ugin. I really like Ugin for dealing with especially food. It's probably your best card against that. And I would say for more Teamer ramp heavy metagames, you would want something proactive like Dimir Rogues. So I think those are the broad strokes, big picture things that I would do. A lot of big spells, big counter spells. You want to make sure you can play to the board as well as counter these key spells. So anything aggressive with negates is really good against Teamer ramp. And then if there's way more stuff to the board, more Yorion, more mono green food, then I would lean towards something like this that can still counter those big spells when you want them, but can have Ugin to get rid of mono green's threats. Although, mono green against Dimir isn't necessarily the best of matchups either, so maybe it's just Rogues is the best. I don't know. What do you think? That's a tough one.
Yeah, it's because they are different, but there's so much overlap there that there's not a ton to differentiate them from each other. I agree that Ugin is the big draw to the non-Rogues variant, right? That's because it's such a powerful card in the format. So I agree with your point there. I'm also pretty high on anything with Zerasan in a creature-heavy metagame. I think especially because mono green food and even Gruul to some extent are pretty light on creature removal right now. So you can get away with getting those cheap creatures down, having your opponent be implementing their game plan, and you just go over the top of them relatively quickly.
Yeah.
Is that Ugin, especially against Embercleave, can sometimes just not be fast enough.
Totally agree.
So that's what I look at Xerath Sand as being the way that the Rogues decks have adapted towards a more creature-heavy metagame, because both Gruul and Mono Green are quite popular right now. And the more traditional Rogues decks are going to be a little bit better when you see more of the mid-range Yorion style archetypes and ramp decks that are trying to go over the top of the aggro decks.
Xerath Sand's really good against Yorion decks, though, too,
Does it take non-land permanents?
Yeah, you can get ECD.
I did not realize that card took non-land.
Yeah, I think it's just permanent. I think you can just get a land, too. But I about the Xerath Sand and like Lurish versions, that one, I just think the Xerath Sand is the next level. I just think it's a better deck all around. It's just, decks kind of take a while to get to the final form, and I think it's just the Lurrus versions is not necessarily needed. Or I've been seeing some cool hybrids that play Lurrus in the companion slot for game 1, and then have Xerath Sands and Sharks to go towards that. And I think that's fine, or vice versa. But I just don't really know a time when I'd rather have Lurrus over Xerath Sand. But I'm also not a big Dimir Rogues player. I will preface with that. That's the one deck I never really loved. I feel like it's always too easy to take advantage of it with escape cards like Ox and stuff. That like post board, I have a bad time, to say the least.
I've never been happy playing that deck myself. So also a deck I'm less experienced with relative to the other decks in the format.
But yeah, great question, Hasteus. We'll take one more from you if you got it.
Do not at the moment.
All right, queue's open. They didn't miss us very much. They didn't want to talk to us.
Yeah, they really just don't like us at all. We know when we're not needed.
That was my takeaway, exactly. All right, let's get to the game. I'm guessing you want to go first?
Indeed, I do.
All right.
Ugh.
How's the hand?
Awful.
Mine's perfectly fine. Pretty tough to mulligan from these Dimir decks. Every card kind of does the same when it comes to control. Of course, when you have bad lands, and of course, if you're just core and you keep hands all the time anyways,
Bad lands is not illegal with card and standard.
It's not. Okay, gotcha.
Believe me, I'd have them in my deck if it were.
See, I'm just from the Dakotas, so I'm so used to the bad lands being a part of everyday life, so...
Are those in South Dakota?
I said Dakotas. I didn't say I was from North Dakota. I danced around that quite nicely, if I may say so myself.
I like how you even thought to dance around it, because you knew that I would know.
I knew that you would nitpick. I of course knew you would know, but I knew you would make a point about it. I've known you for too many years.
See, the thing about North Dakota and South Dakota is there's not really much of anything in South Dakota, but there's really not anything in North Dakota.
Yeah. It's like Mount Rushmore, and then we just got electricity. That's pretty cool,
That was like 2008.
Yes.
You also don't get the Mary Tyler Moore show in North Dakota, apparently.
That's true. Hopefully you don't get that anywhere, right?
I just found out last night that the Mary Tyler Moore show is on Hulu, which is great. Yeah. And I told everyone in our chat, and Rob was the only person who even knew what I was talking about.
Oh, no, I knew you were talking about it. He's like, this is a game changer. And we're like, is it?
I mean, to be fair, it was.
It was a very...
At the time.
Of course, at the time.
In the 70s.
But yeah, sliced bread was a game changer at the time as well, so...
Yeah, we also found out that apparently Betty White is older than packaged sliced bread.
Yeah, we learned a lot in our group chat yesterday. Yeah. That's true.
Well, the rest of you found these things out. I just told you about them.
Well, we can't go to trivia. We have to bring trivia to you.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. Okay, this is a hand that is keepable.
Keepable? Okay, bring it on.
We'll put this card back. Actually, let me just put this one back.
All right.
No.
Rabble. Got a toughie?
Yeah, I don't really know. Neither card is particularly good.
Okay. Want me to pick?
I'm gonna put this one back, actually.
All right, let's do it.
I will lead on Temple of Malice.
Okay.
Scry we'll keep that one.
All right. I too have a temple. Oh yeah, that's a good one. I'll keep that on top.
Oh, I have another temple.
Oh, impressive.
I'll keep that one too.
Okay. I don't think I want to play that, so I will just play a land and pass to you.
I will purchase Azorian.
It's purchased. Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. Let's go with a Crawling Barons, and I'll pass to you. Doing the old Drago.
Duress you.
We're breaking it up, huh? I'll negate it.
Okay, now don't have Jewelry Disruption mana up, so I can just freely tap out for this tome and play this Emeria tapped.
Okay.
I'll pass the turn.
End step, I will cling your duress. Draw a card. Untap. Draw a card. And... Let's go with a Fabled Passage, and I'll pass to you.
Do I want to scry with this tome? I don't think so.
Okay. In for the long haul again.
I will cling your cling to this.
Cling my cling? That's rude. Yep.
Let's play a Grim Climb Pathway.
Okay.
And a Mazemind Tome.
Another tome?
Ross just likes to read.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, knowledge is power, so...
Knowing is also half the battle.
I am going to dispute that.
But it's true. Knowing is half the battle.
That's true.
So you lose.
That's true.
Trying to dispute things that are true.
All right. I'll go with a land, and tough to decide if I want to try to deploy anything, because then I'm very priced into protecting it, and just debating if those kind of risks are worth it at this stage of the game. And I don't think so, so I'm just going to pass to you.
Okay. End step, draw with the tome.
Okay.
And draw for turn.
Yep.
Play Mazemind Tome.
That's a lot of tomes. Yeah, that resolves.
Draw with the new tome.
Okay.
Play Mountain and pass the turn.
All right. End step, I will Omen.
Sure.
Scry. Don't really want those two lands. A draw. Okay. Now we'll play a tome.
Sure.
And a Crawling Barons, and pass to you.
Okay. End step, draw with the old tome.
Okay. Yeah, double tome, pretty scary. I mean, triple, I guess, but... Yes.
Draw.
Okay.
I will play a Skyclave Apparition.
I'll respond by drawing a card. And that resolves.
Hit your tome.
Okay.
Then I'll play a Bright Climb Pathway.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
All right, I will crack this.
This is going pretty well so far.
Yeah, I don't like it so far.
I'm drawing lots of cards. Corey's not drawing as many cards.
You're having a good old time. All right, end step.
Corey's at -4 life.
I will eliminate this. Get a 2/2. The beatdowns begin.
Yeah, the 2 crawling barons are certainly scary.
Yeah,
but
definitely not something for a little bit here, but definitely something to keep an eye on.
You got 5 cards over there?
I have 5 cards, yep. So I'll definitely attack.
I'm at 18.
I'm going to play this Dwari Ruins and pass to you.
Okay, end step, I will undraw a card with one of the tomes.
Okay.
Undraw a card with the other tome.
Makes sense.
Play land for turn.
Now you got some mana to play with, so now it would make sense that there'll be some threats to deal with, or at least coming up soon. Could be another setup turn.
No, this is going to be a slam turn and probably just get countered. Amiria's Call.
Amiria's Call, huh? Yeah, that resolves.
Okay, 2 4/4s.
Angels.
You're up.
All right. End step, I will make a 4/4. Shark, 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 shark. A nice graduate school shark. Good 4/4. All right, all on top. Let's go with I will kill your sharks.
You mean angels?
Or kill your angels, yeah, excuse me. I'll attack for
already.
6.
I'm at 12.
12. And now, what do I want to do? I played a land. I'm going to buy Yorion and pass to you.
I will play a Yorion.
Yorion. That's pretty good. Yeah, that resolves.
Okay, trigger on the stack. I will draw a card with the tome that has 2 counters on it.
Okay.
Then I will exile the 2 tomes with Yorion. Then I'll play a swamp as my land for turn. End step, the tomes come back.
Okay.
You're up.
Pretty nice play. Ugh. All right, we'll crack this Fabled Passage, thin our deck out a little bit. All right, and we'll play our own Yorion.
Blink the Omen.
Yep. Blink the Omen, and can't really attack, so then I'll pass. Omen comes back. Scry. I'll keep this 1 card, bottom this, and yeah.
Once you're done, I'll draw a card with one of the tomes.
Okay.
And now, you have me at 12.
12, yep. I got a decent board here, but you still have so many cards. Tomes can get up there, gain some life.
I'm going to scry with the other tome.
Okay.
Bottom that land.
All right.
Oof.
What, you got 1 million cards over there?
7.
Okay, sure.
I'll draw a card with a tome.
Okay. Move to discard.
Play a Pillar Ridge Pathway.
Okay. Yeah, the mana base in Mardu is actually quite nice, too.
That it is.
Mardu has a Triome, right? Yeah.
I will play an ECD.
ECD. I'll respond. Omen.
Yep.
I think I want to keep this. It's not great. Yeah, we'll keep this, draw a card, and then, yeah, resolves.
Okay, hit the Orion. I like that. Pass the turn.
Untap.
Just trying to keep some pressure off my life total here. I think going beatdown is the way Corey wins this game because I'm up so many cards.
Makes sense. Tome.
Yep.
I will draw a card.
Love seeing that.
Oops. Land for the turn and pass to you.
Okay. End step, I will draw with this tome.
Okay.
Go to my turn.
Yep. We need all the dice today.
Guess this is going to go to 2.
Yep.
You have 6 mana up, so still plenty for 1 counter spell. I'm going to play a Skyclave Apparition.
Skyclave. Yeah, that doesn't seem like something I should attempt to fight over just because that seems like one of your weaker spells you could play, even though it's good against me. So, yep.
Hit the tome.
Okay.
And then I'll play a Treacherous Blessing.
Very treacherous. Yep, sure.
So, Temple of Triumph and Scry.
Okay.
Bottom that.
Okay.
And the rest of you go to 11.
Yeah, my hand's pretty redundant. Countering it wouldn't really do much, so yep.
Okay, take the Neutralize.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
All right. End step, I'll put 2 counters on Crawling Barrens. On top. I will play a land. No point in really bluffing there. That's a decent card. We'll keep that. And I can't really attack even with the Crawling Barrens. You could double block if I wanted to animate twice, so not very good, and I'll pass to you.
Okay, end step, I will draw with one of these tomes.
Okay.
Then I will scry with the other one.
Okay.
Land to the bottom.
Okay.
Okay, draw for turn. Then ECD will bring back a Skyclave Apparition, I guess.
Okay.
It'll get a +1/+1 counter. I will target Omen of the Sea.
Resolves.
Yeah, it wants to get a 2/2 and it dies rather than get what is effectively a Scry 1 since Corey already knows the top card of his deck.
Exactly.
You have access to 11 mana. I will play a Doom Foretold to go to 10.
I don't have Yorion, so it's not like my Omen really does anything. So I think the only thing it really does is allows you to sack Treacherous Blessing. which is reasonable. Let's go with... Yeah, that resolves.
Okay, then I will play a swamp.
Okay.
And pass a turn.
All right, I will put 4 counters on this, but not animate it.
Yep.
Okay. Draw. Oh, sorry. Gotta sack this. Now you do have 8 power, so I could try to
9 power.
Oh, you have 9 power. Yep. I could try to get in with Crawling Barrens now. It's not the worst this time. With a negate backup. Doesn't seem like it's quite that time, especially with what I drew. I'm going to play an Omen. I will take 1 and then play an Atrice. Not going to attack with these crawlings, so we can tap that. Probably tap a little bit better. Atrice?
Sure.
There you go. Whoa. It's a good card. So you really don't want me to have that 1 card. But I do think a shark is just pretty strong here. Yeah, I'm going to take it.
Okay, good.
Oh, no. I want Ugin. Did I play a land this turn? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Okay, so I'll play a land. Can't really attack, and I'll pass to you.
Okay.
Pretty good Atrice regardless.
On your end step.
Yep.
Let's draw a card in game 4.
Okay. 14.
That's a good draw.
Uh-oh.
Whew, these are exiled.
Okay.
Wow, that's a good draw.
I'm afraid.
I'm going to leave the other tome around. I don't think there's any need to play it.
Okay.
Upkeep, I'll sack Treacherous Blessing.
Probably a good call.
I'll play Croxa.
Okay.
I will escape Croxa.
That's pretty good. Could just cycle and make a 2/2 so I have negate available. Oh, great. I think it's better. Yeah, whatever. I'll make a 4/4.
Sure.
Draw a card and discard a card. Oh, I guess I took one of these dice that had 6 on it.
Now you have negate.
And that's it.
Let's play Fable Passage, sack it.
Okay.
Sure. Get a plains. Play a Miria's Call.
Okay.
Get 2 angels.
Okay.
And attack for 4.
All right, I will take it. 16.
Pass the turn.
All right. Yeah.
Upkeep.
Yep, I'm just going to concede. I'm pretty far away from this. Even Ugin is not really going to get me out of this because you have so much.
I just have a pile of removal to clear away blockers starting next turn.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, we'll give you that one so we can play a nice 3rd game here. Yeah, that was just...
This match might just take up all versus live.
Yeah, this is the only match. Yeah, this is the only match for versus live. Yeah, I mean, Maze Mind Tome. That was the name of the game. Your multiple Maze Mind Tomes just ate me alive there.
In that case, knowledge was the entire battle.
Yeah. Knowledge was the entire battle.
Yeah, there were some times in the mid game once you landed the Yorion and you had the shark that I was a little worried that if you had removal I was going to be dead because my hand wasn't great. So I knew you had counter spells and I had some expensive cards in my hand like the first Miri's Call and Ugin.
Yep.
And then I had multiple Skyclave apparitions which didn't answer any of your threats.
Yeah.
And that was the awkward part of my hand. So I was like digging for duresses to try to force through some of the big spells, but it turns out your hand just wasn't very good.
Yeah, it wasn't that good. Didn't have too much going on. And drew a lot of my black removal. I know I need to leave some, but maybe they're just really bad and maybe I should just take all of them out. But like the angels, it would have been a big problem, and I don't have any counter spells that would also just counter like the angels, Miria's Call. I could bring in Essence Scatters and they would have been okay at times, but nothing too impactful. So yeah, I think it was just Maze Mind Tomes. They're really, really good there.
Yeah, Maze Mind Tome just threw, close to 10 extra cards.
Yeah. All right, Rob, you got any questions for us from our lovely audience?
Yeah, people just want to know a little bit more about that Yorion you got there.
Yeah, hey, this was from our good buddy EK, and it's just one of the artists one, so no back and everything, so super rare. Sent it to us here, sent it to me, and it's really, really cool. I love it. A great Christmas present. Christmas did come early for me, I guess. So yeah, signed by the artist and everything. Only like 30 of them made and stuff. So just really, really cool. Yeah.
Nobody sends me cool things. So I have a package coming back.
I was gonna say, I think someone sent you a cool thing that's right over there. But all right, so I'm gonna go first here. All right, let's get this nice fast and loose battle going. All right, I have the best card. This is a Sneep. I have the card.
I will also keep.
I got a Temple, and I will keep that as well.
Okay, I will attempt to duress away.
Isn't the point of playing the companion?
Oh, God. You are so lucky. Unreal. Okay, Maze Mind Tome, your go. We scried to the top, buddy. We scried to the top.
Interesting decision for me now.
And the only reason I jam this, I usually don't jam this if I'm on the draw against a Doom Foretold deck, just because Skyclave is such a beating, but now I'll have Dispute for a Skyclave next turn or to draw a card.
And because Corey has Dispute, I'm going to take 3 and play my own tome.
Okay.
I'm at 17, you're up.
Smart. I'm winning. For time, we're going to have to cut it here, so whoever's ahead, I don't even check life totals yet, but... All right, 17 to 20, draw a magical card, play a land, and I'll pass to you.
I will draw a card.
Okay.
And I will play a Pillar Verge Pathway.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
I will also draw a card. And I think I'll use my Cling again. It didn't work so well for me last time, but, Cling is not that important, so it's just kind of there.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you would have even ever escaped that Cling.
Yeah, I don't know if I truly would have. Okay, we'll play the Swamp. Now, do we want to blink in any way? Try to do some stuff? Dispute's still known, so you're not... I would just be very shocked if you do anything besides just activate Tome, maybe play a Duress pre-combat or something. So I kind of don't mind trying to play something this turn, and this is a pretty good something. I'm going to play a Treese.
That is a pretty good something.
Yeah, not bad. And I got 1 Dispute. Yeah, I'll take that. That seems pretty nice. A Shark?
Ashiok.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yep, past you. Ashiok would be a good one.
Okay, I'm going to Cling your Cling.
Okay. Rude.
Then I'll play a Fable Passage. I'm going to sack it for a mountain and Apparition your Tome.
Okay, I will scry. I don't want a Jwari Disruption right now, so I'll put that to the bottom. And Tome's gone.
Pass the turn.
Okay. I think this is a turn where I just kind of want to hold up. Your 5 mana is a pretty scary time. You have a lot of great things, so
You're also winning the race.
yeah. I think this is a time to just kind of defend a little, act on your turn, and I'll pass to you.
You have 5 in hand.
6.
6, and I know 2 of them are
I think
dispute
you know
negate.
just dispute negate.
I'm at 14. Your end step, I'm going to scry.
Okay.
Bottom that.
Okay. Yeah, your tomes are so much better than mine because you can get rid of mine, and I can't touch yours basically ever.
Draw a card.
Okay, I like that.
Okay, we hit a land.
Okay.
It is a mildly awkward one.
All right.
No, this is going to be more white mana.
Okay.
No dual lands has been weird.
Yeah.
So if I attack with the apparition, you could have Shark Typhoon. And yeah, I don't want that to happen. Pass.
Okay. End step. I'm going to Omen of the Sea.
Yep.
Don't want 2 lands.
Land.
A draw. And we will eliminate the Skyclave. Really get the pressure going. Anything on my end step?
Nope.
Okay. Untap. A draw. Play a land and attack.
I'll cast an Omen of the Sun.
Omen of thy Sun, eh? That's pretty good. Don't necessarily love trying to counter that. I mean, yeah, it gets to take down a Trees and gain life. That is pretty good, but yeah, I think I'd rather preserve my counter spell. So yeah, that resolves.
So I'm going to go to 16.
Yep.
Get 2 1/1s. I'll double block the Trees.
Okay.
Take
Back
2, go
to
to 14.
Second main. The main reason I didn't want to counter it is I have another Trees. The Legend. A Trees. All right. 3 more cards for you. Eugene, huh? I think I'd rather have like Shark Typhoon, and I think you'd be more afraid of Shark Typhoon, so I think I'm going to take the face downs.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, those are good. That was a solid 3.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Okay, pass to you. Counterspell, Omen, and a game-winning Planeswalker. I'll take that at Trees every single day. Wow. All right.
I will play a Skyclave Apparition.
Yep, that resolves.
Hit the Trees.
Okay.
I will Croxy you.
I will play an Omen in response. I will keep both. Draw and discard Dispute.
That is scary. Play Temple of Triumph.
Okay.
Bottom of that.
Okay.
And attack for 2.
Attack. Didn't you just play that?
Oh, yeah, that was the other one. You killed the first one.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, sure. So 20 to 14.
Okay.
Pass turn.
I will untap. I'll play a land and attack for 2.
And 12.
And I will go with an Ashiok.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ashiok's here to play. Now the question is, do I want to tick up or down? Down on a Treese is not bad, and you having to recast that is not great for you. And if you were to, like, duress plus ECD or something, it feels pretty bad. So, yeah, sure. I'll exile. Get a 4/4. And you discard a card. Or exile, I should say. And then your go.
Let's go to the apparition.
Yeah, it doesn't seem great on this board.
Oh, play Elspeth's Nightmare.
For 6. Yeah, I'm not too afraid of anything you can have to kill Ashiok, and that's going to kill a creature. Yeah, I'll negate it.
I'll draw a card, gain 4.
Okay. 16.
Actually, maybe I'm just supposed to buy the Yori in here.
That's reasonable.
It's a little slow, though.
Yeah. Yeah,
you have your
you're in
Yorion.
trouble.
Yeah, you have your Yorion coming down next turn, too.
Yep. And you know I still have this, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll just draw a card. My mana's been awkward this game.
Yep.
I haven't really gotten out to a fast start.
Yeah, and I was able to just get under you. I'll attack for 6.
Jesus, yeah, that's gonna put me to 10.
10, yep. Make a nightmare and pass to you. I think we're done here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I drew a lot of black cards too, and like only the one black source.
Yep, and that was kind of what happened to me last time. Is like we both need the black cards to contain the battlefield, but too much of them are not great. It's your white cards that are very threatening, and your tomes. And for me, it's the blue cards I need. That's for sure. So, all right, that was a bit of a grind, y'all. So we're gonna hustle right to the second match. We're gonna take a short 5-minute break, and we'll be right back with round number 2. Don't go anywhere.